Hey guys, welcome to our next Flex Couple video. So clearly we are in a different location today. We are actually prepping, my food's already prepped, but we're prepping right now John's food for the next 3 days because we will be at the Arnold all weekend this weekend and we're both very excited. So yeah, since we have to do all this meal prep right now, we figured it would be a perfect opportunity to talk about what meal prep is, why you have to do it, and why it's so important, and just sort of the importance of planning and preparation in the bodybuilding world. So you probably hear people talk about Tupperware life a lot. There is a reason for that. We don't just use Tupperware because we like the way it looks or anything. We generally eat every 2 to 3 hours. When we say we, I mean like the bodybuilding community as an entire population. And so to do that, you have to take stuff on the go with you because you're not going to be in your kitchen every 2 to 3 hours. For example, my schedule, I have class 2:30 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so I have to take Tupperware with me. And I mean, sometimes if it's convenient, I can fit a Quest bar into my macros, but like sometimes I just have to have chicken on the go or beef on the go, and so that's why you have to have Tupperware. You just have to be prepared. So
I work about 9 hours a day, and then go work out for a good 2.5 hours. So I absolutely always have to either prep in the morning or prep far out, however it works. But just making that time, and I still have the same 24 hours in a day that you do, and I don't make excuses for myself on, oh, I didn't get to make this, oh, I'm going to have a burger or something. You just need to stay focused, you need to plan, you need to be prepared. Guy Green talks about, oh, what happens if you spill some food or something, or something spoils. You can't be caught off guard. You need to plan for everything. Always have whey protein with you as a backup if something goes wrong with your food, anything like that. Just be prepared, be ready to go, and you got to eat to grow, as Rich Piano would say. Sorry if you don't know the people that I name off. I'm just a big, I know how like girls like certain actors and guy like certain football players, things like that, basketball players. Me and bodybuilders, that's the kind of relationship I have. But yeah, just prep your food, plan out each day. You wake up in the morning. She does different food every single day. She likes to switch it up. So I'll let her talk about that. Me personally, I eat the same thing day in and day out. So I don't really change up too much. Just once in a while, and no, we're not gonna fry up Bella. All right, I'll let Cassie talk a little bit.
normally I don't have animals around while I'm cooking, but it's a special occasion we get to see Bella. So for me, it's all about fitting stuff into my macros. Every day I have a certain macro nutrient intake I have to hit, and so my normal schedule is I'll get up, I have the same breakfast every day because my breakfast acts as my pre-workout meal, and I have a certain amount of carbs and proteins that, and just macronutrient intake in general I want to hit before I go work out. So I will always have that, and then same thing with my post-workout. I'll always have whey of some sort, and then this about the same amount of grams of carbs for post-workout. I try to centralize my carbs around my pre- and post-workout meals. So once I've gotten those in, I'll factor those in because those really don't change for me regardless of the day. And then I will just plan my other 4 meals around what I've already eaten. And what I try to do is allow myself to look forward to something each and every meal. Like I'll throw in a chocolate rice cake, which I'm obsessed with, or a tablespoon, just measured, of almond butter. I love almond butter, so like maybe if I'm on a lower carb day, if I don't get carbs in every single meal, I'll make sure the meals I don't get carbs in, I get some sort of really fun fat, like peanut butter or like a Quest Craving Cup or something like that, which is sort of like a healthy Reese's if you've never tried them. So for me it all changes, but regardless I still have lean proteins like chicken, fish, beef, sometimes turkey, always egg whites in my meals, and always am using normally 2 scoops of whey protein a day. I throw casein in sometimes, not that frequently anymore, just because I've gotten to the point where I'd rather have something to chew and eat and swallow than to drink a shake if I can do that. So for me, that's how I do it every single day. John does it a little bit differently, where he has, just because he has so many more macros to play with than I do, he really can't sit down and factor that every single day. That would take forever.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Forever. Like, his macros are literally 4 times the amount that I have. So for him to do that would be way too time consuming. So he pretty much follows the same regimen every day, and is a lot more able to do that just because he's in the work atmosphere and doesn't have time to think about food off the diet like I do. So
Then this would be your best friend. This is my scale. There's a lot cheaper ones and switch up ones. This one wasn't too expensive, but just measuring out food, knowing exactly what you're putting in your body, very important.
just measure everything.
Stay consistent. I measure my food, like my chicken, before it's cooked. She measures after it's cooked. So it just depends, but again, stay consistent with whatever you do, because that's going to affect how your body. So don't pick a day where you're like, oh, I have time, so I will cook it, or before I cook it, I will weigh it out, and then the next day, I don't have time, I'm just going to cook a whole bunch and weigh it after. That's just inconsistent. You're not going to get the same calorie, protein intake. So.
Right. And as far as cooking everything at once, if you are the kind of person who feels like you don't have a lot of time to constantly be cooking meals like fish or chicken or beef, I don't have time either. So what I do is normally every Sunday or Monday, I will set aside a couple hours to cook literally everything in bulk. And I will even take the time to cut up my veggies, like cut up slices of cucumber and stuff, because I know if I have them pre-sliced and in baggies and ready to go, I'll eat them. And veggies are really important. So when it comes to meal prep, that's not just your meats, that's also your veggies as well. Because like I said, I found that like when it's already, sliced or peeled or cut up and in baggies and just ready to go, like I'll more likely eat it than thinking like, oh, I gotta take the time to pull out the knife and the cutting board and the peeler and go through that whole process. So just take the time, it'll take a couple hours, but the rest of the week, all you'll have to do is pull, that Tupperware out of the fridge and then measure out how much you need, and you're ready to go. And you don't have to worry about the cleanup of, the skillet or, having to take the extra time to cook it on the spot. And I understand some people like things fresher, and I get that, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to how much time do I have, how much of it am I willing to put towards fresh food, or, am I on the go and I just need to get my macros in, whether that's fresh chicken or microwaved chicken. So that's my view on it. You can do what you want, but that's how I stay on track. I just bulk cook everything, and then I don't have any excuse to skip a meal because it's right there. It's already cooked. I just got to microwave it.
So as you can see, we both have different approaches to our diet plan and just how we do it.
But regardless, we stick to it.
But regardless, we stick to
That's the
it.
point.
And so it doesn't matter really how you go at it, just as long as you do it. But for us today, I think we're going to finish up cooking. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we answered any questions you may have or concerns. If you have any other questions, hit us up on either our Facebook or Instagram.
We'll be at the Arnold all weekend, so if you follow us on Instagram, we're going to be blowing up your feeds with pictures of pros and stuff.
Or lines, lots and
Or
lots of
lines to see the pros.
All right. Well, thank you all, and thank you for watching. Much love.
Looks couple out.